So some of you said you were impressed that our Walmart has a manager's special department. It's just a very, very small section. We are in the juice aisle, so you have all kinds of juices there. And then this is where Kevin comes to get his tea, his Gold Peak tea. And so we have things like that, like there's granola, there's s'mores cereal, there's some kashi cereal. We have some Better Goods pumpkin spice muffins there. So those would have been from probably the fall. And then the nut mix would be from winter. And then look, up there at the top, you have pumpkin spice Cheerios. But now they're still $4. They're $4 for that box. And usually those boxes are only $5. So really, I mean, yeah, you're saving $1, but it's not that much cheaper. Cinnamon Life. What did you say? Oh, wonder why all those caramel chips are on sale. Are they in a winter bag or something?
Yeah.
Those are $1.24. So that seems like a pretty good deal.
$4.95.
And then you have the pop.
This year, the 25. So.
Yeah, so see, you could get those, and if you're going to use them before August. And then they also have that, it says the poppy drink. This is Be Merry, so it's $5 for, I don't know how big of a pack that is. But anyway, it's they don't have a ton of stuff here, but they do have some things. And so I just wanted to show you, maybe you all have one in your Walmart too, and you just haven't found it yet. Ours, like I said, is in the drink aisle. So we're at Kroger, and I figured we would walk down the frozen foods. This is the ice creams and stuff at Kroger. And yeah, they don't have any of those Edie's Extras out that are new. But this isn't like a huge store. We're looking for a Halo Top too. Did you pass the Halo Top? No, Halo Top is right here. They don't have any. We have not seen any of those new Halo Tops anywhere we've been.
They're all 400 something.
Yeah. They have a lot. So here are the cookies at Kroger. And so you have cookies on one side and you have crackers on the other side. And I haven't really shown a lot in Kroger. Kroger's a nice store. They're out of a lot of stuff right now just because it's been cold outside and people are wanting to get stuff and stay in. But normally they keep it pretty well stocked. Here's this side. Yeah, you see they must have had a big sale on Ritz crackers because they're out of a lot of Ritz crackers. And here is the chip aisle. And the chip aisle is always busy. So, and on the other side you have nuts and little snacks. Hey, there's where those Good Crunch are. Those Dole pineapple bites. I didn't know where those were sold. They're sold right there. Huh. And they have all kinds of chips. And they have their own brand of chips too. They have the private selection that competes with all the other brands. So these are just the drinks. They have the drink packets over here. And I guess these are things you put in with mixers with alcohol. Body armor, lots of body armor. And then you have our local soft drink, which is L8. And then they have the Big K brand, which is their brand. Okay, here we go again with the snow. It was literally just melted off everything. Our driveway was completely clear. Our car was clear. We were in the clear. There was no snow on the sidewalks or the grass. I could see the grass. It was here. It really was. And now it's snowing again for round 2. So... of course, you all won't see this till next week, but it's just, it's so funny that we just got over this, and here we go again. So I think people around here, either you love it or you're just sick of seeing it. So, and I'm sure it looks really pretty to people who don't have to deal with it, but it's just cold, and you hope that everybody's gone to the grocery store. And we passed by Walmart yesterday, and it was just packed. And I thought, yeah, this would not be a good time to be in Walmart because everybody's going to be buying the bread and the milk and all that. And so, yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to go to the store yesterday. But you can see people are out, which surprises me. Yeah, we like to stay home when it's like this. So we're in the bathroom, and I want to show you something I think you'll find interesting. It is 7 degrees. So let me get where I can show you. It is 7 degrees outside where we are. And so it says it feels like -4. Lovely. So what I want to show you is we have no water. So we let our water drip at night because we have a crawl space under the house. And it's a Victorian home. So we let the water drip at night, and usually during the day we wash our hands so much that you don't have to worry about the water dripping. So last night, Kevin and I, the water had been fine all day. We took our showers. It was fine for our showers. And so then we watched a couple of hours of TV. Once we finished watching TV, I walked in here to wash my hands and to brush my teeth before I went to bed, and no water. So you can see, absolutely no water. So, we've got it turned on a little bit here so that we know when it comes back on. But you probably wonder, well, how do you wash your hands? How do you brush your teeth? Well, I'm using this to wash my hands. So do my hands feel like really clean? Not necessarily at all, but that's what I'm using. And to brush my teeth, I have this bottled water, fortunately. Thank goodness for Andrew, honestly, because if Andrew didn't need these water bottles, we wouldn't have had these in the house. So I'm glad we keep these in the refrigerator for him. So he can add his packets, his little strawberry packet, wild strawberry packets to it. Anyway, so what I do is I took my toothbrush and I got it wet, poured a little bit of water on the toothbrush, put my toothpaste on, and then when you rinse, you're just like spitting in the sink, and there's no rinsing the sink out really, and then you're getting swishing some water in your mouth, and that's that. So this happened last night, and now it is 10:34 when I'm currently filming this, so we haven't had water this morning or anything like that. We take a shower at night, and so it's supposed to get up to I think Kevin said it's supposed to get up to 13 degrees today, so maybe we'll have water later, and once it comes back on, we'll make sure that we keep it dripping. But we have had times before where we haven't been able to take a bath, we haven't had, or a shower. We haven't had showers for I think 2 days in a row because we didn't have the water to take a shower. So it may or may not come back on. We'll see. But I wanted to share this with you all because this is just one of the perks of living in an old house. Is if you have a slab or if you have a more modern house, then you wouldn't have to worry about your water freezing and not having water. But it's something that we have to worry about. So of course, if we did have a dishwasher, you wouldn't be able to use that. Haven't flushed the toilet. Toilet's sitting there. It has not been flushed because once I flush it once, it won't fill back up. Of course, we're not doing laundry or anything like that. When it gets really, really cold, I don't do laundry anyway. I wait until it's like a 30-degree day anytime before I do laundry, even if the water's not frozen. So anyway, just I thought you would be interested in how we're dealing with things. And somebody asked me about the heat. We have a gas furnace. We do have fireplaces. And these are the fireplaces we have. And when we were little, we used these. We used these gas fireplaces. And really, it's very expensive to use them, and you have to really get right up on them. So like when I was a kid, I would lay, and my mom would do the same thing. These floors were all carpeted. So all of these floors that you see I had never seen these wood floors until Kevin redid them. Well, this floor was done, but this floor, the living room floor and the den floor, Kevin took the carpet up, and this was the first time I had seen these wood floors was when Kevin refinished them. But we have this fireplace here. And this is on the other side of that dining room. And so you would literally lay in front of this with your whole body on the floor. And then you would get so hot on one side of your body that you would have to flip. And you would flip over. And you would get so hot too that it would put you in like like you would feel like going to sleep because it was so hot. You would just doze off, and you could lay there for hours doing that, and keep flipping over. I'm sure it's not good for your internal organs at all to get that hot. But we had this fireplace here, and then the one in the dining room that I showed you, and then Kevin and I have one in our bedroom too, and it looks the same as these. But we do not use any of these anymore. The one in our bedroom is actually capped off. So it has a cap on it, and we couldn't use it if we wanted to. This one in here could be used, but Kevin and I have never used them. And you might wonder how you turn it on. You just turn, there's gas, and you just turn the knob and you light a match, and you put it right in the center, and those light up. But because they have not been used in so long, like we moved in here in 2012, and I don't know when the last time my dad had them on was. So it has been a long, long time since those have been used. I would absolutely have them checked out before I were to use them. But we do have a gas furnace anyway for heat. Well, this is the look of the day. We were home. I showed you that we didn't have any water. And so we were in our bedroom, holed up in our bedroom with the door closed last night, and it kept getting colder and colder and colder. So, long story short, Kevin thought the heat had gone out. And so...
It was that cold.
Yes, it was that cold. And so, Ashley offered to let us spend the night at her place. So that's what we did. I did not want to go out in the cold, of course, but we didn't know how bad it was going to get in our house. So we spent the night at Ashley's, and she, of course, is a wonderful host. But this morning we got up and we went back home for a little while we ate lunch, we had a cup of coffee, and we discovered the heat did not stop working. It was just so cold outside it couldn't keep up. And that's what happens. Is how far down did it get, Kevin?
It got down to like at least 51.
It got down to 51 in the house. So we're going back to Ashley's to spend the night again tonight. And the house is currently at 58. So,
still no water.
Huh?
But still no water.
No, still don't have water. But now we're hoping tomorrow is supposed to
Be in the 30s?
be in the 30s. So we're thinking it'll thaw out tomorrow, and at that point we'll get to see whether a pipe busts or not. So sometimes when the water freezes, your pipes expand, and so when it thaws out, you can have a water leak, a break. So we're hoping that will not have happened, and that we won't have a water leak, but we may, and if we do, we'll have to call somebody. So our water is still not on. So we had this sink full of dishes. We had all kinds of coffee cups. We had used a lot of coffee cups, and then I had some random bowls and stuff like that. So we needed to do some dishes. So what we did was we boiled water in a pot on the stove, and I filled up this big orange bowl. That's why the orange bowl's out. But I filled it up I used boiling water and then some cold water, mixed it together so I wouldn't boil my hands. And I washed the dishes in there. Then we went through bottles and bottles and bottles of water because then I had to rinse all these. So we've never had that happen before. And at first, the water wasn't even going down the sink. So the water was it was like there was a stopper in here or something, because it was so, like, I guess frozen, and we hadn't used the sink at all. And so it was stopped up for a while. And then with the boiling water, it went down. So we were able to wash the dishes, but now it has gotten up to 32 degrees today, but that is still freezing. It's 32 degrees. So we still don't have water, and it's going to be cold again tomorrow, so I don't expect us to have water again tomorrow either. Unfortunately for you all, you will not get any resolution. Well, you get a little bit of resolution from this whole ordeal. What happens is the vlogs, I normally end the vlogs on like Thursday. And I'll start a new vlog on Friday, and then we'll go from there. And then the vlogs come out on Monday. But that gives me enough cushion between Thursday and Monday to work on it, to get it out, because it takes hours. You know, I know it doesn't seem like it would, but it does. It takes some time to put a vlog together. And so normally I would have finished the vlog yesterday, which was Thursday. Today's Friday, and I've waited till today to see what's going to happen with the lack of water. Well, we called our plumbers that we've had for years.
So you already talked about the leaking and stuff.
Oh, no, I didn't. I don't think it. No, I didn't. The last thing I showed was we did the dishes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So after that,
it
had warmed up enough to where it had thawed whatever was frozen underneath there, at least some.
Underneath the kitchen sink.
Yeah, underneath, not under the house, underneath the kitchen sink, not in the kitchen sink.
Right.
So I went in there and I heard something, and it wasn't a steady, like a really hard stream.
It sounds like.
Yeah, but it wasn't even that loud. It was very light. It was very, very light. So it's probably just a small little crack. So anyway, we called, I turned the water off.
We went outside.
The house.
Yeah, and that is something that all homeowners need to know.
You should know where to turn your water off.
You need to know where your water shut off is for your house.
Yep.
That's very important.
So I turned that off, and it's been fine. You know, that's whatever. But it's also gotten colder at night, and it's colder today than it was yesterday. So it basically is frozen up again.
It froze back up, yeah.
But the plumbers, now you can tell, we called.
Okay, so we Kevin put in a call last night. And I said, because my thinking was go ahead and put
Get
in
our
a
name in
call,
line.
get our name on the list, because I'm sure this is going on all over town. And so get our name on the list. That way, at least we'll have a placeholder. And so Kevin called last night, and
It wasn't even that late. It was only like 6:30 or something.
Yeah, it
really
wasn't that late.
Super late.
He also texted, because they give you a number on the answer machine. They give you a number to text. So Kevin said, I left you a message, but I'm going to text you too. So we got up this morning, and it got to be about 9:30, and I said, you need to start looking up other plumbers.
Well, I texted him again.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think I texted again a little earlier than that. But anyway, regardless, I texted again just saying, hey, I hadn't heard from you. Just want to see if we're going to be able to get it looked at today or what.
Yeah, we just wanted to hear something. Even if you say, no, we can't get to you today, that's fine. Just tell us
at least
something.
let me know so I can get hold of somebody else.
Yeah, just tell us something. That's the professional thing to do. Well, I told Kevin it was about 9:30 or 10. I said, you need to look for other plumbers in Winchester. I said, because if I don't want you waiting around all day for these people that they might never get a hold of you. And I don't want us to have this problem. So it got to be about 10 after 10, and I said, what other company did you find? Because you need to call them. And so he called a different company, and this company said they would be here afternoon to look at it. And so they showed up. It was literally like
right after
quarter after
12:30 or
12.
something like that.
It was like quarter after 12. And so that was afternoon, and they showed up. There were 3 people. They got up under the house, and they found, what did they tell you?
Fixed the leak, whatever.
They told you there was a leak.
Whatever section of pipe it was broken, they fixed it. That's
so then they came back in the house, and they wanted to see if the water came on, and it did not. And what did they say about that?
They said it's probably just frozen in another spot, because like I said, it's 20-some degrees.
I was going to say, I'll look at the temperature, and I'll tell you what the temperature is 21 right now.
So it's cold.
So it's frozen.
So it's still frozen out there, but they said we didn't see any ice anywhere else. So it was we don't see any more breaks.
So why did they not thought?
He said the pipes underneath your house are some kind of PVC pipe, and he said we really can't take a blowtorch to it because it's gonna warp it or break it or something like that. So he said we really can't take a blowtorch to these PVC lines, and the metal
it's like
lines.
Plastic.
Yeah, and the metal lines, he said it's really hard to tell unless it's got ice literally on it. So they said it'll just have to wait till it warms up a little bit, and I'm thinking, well, hopefully it doesn't warm up and thaw out and leak again, but who knows? You just don't ever know.
We don't know.
They said they didn't see any other places where it was leaking or had cracks in it, so.
But tomorrow, Saturday.
But I also want to say we never heard back from the first company.
No, we still haven't heard back from them. Saturday is supposed to get to like 40 degrees.
Yeah, so it'll definitely thaw.
So we'll know. So we
wonder
will.
What time?
I don't know.
Because Tammy likes to run around all day Saturday.
Yeah, we do our running on Saturday. We do our grocery shopping, and to me, well, the water is
about 12.
Is the water turned back on at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like 10 or 11 tomorrow. It's not supposed to warm up.
So if it made you feel better, if you're worried about it coming back on and leaking, let's turn the water off before we leave the house. We don't have any water anyway. What difference does it make? If you turn the water off before we head out, and then if it comes on, there's no chance of it leaking if it's if there's no water, and then we can check it once we get home. That's what I would do. And the first company, the ones that we've used for years and years and years, who we like, they've never called us back. The only thing about this other company is they were very, very, very expensive.
I would say they probably charged twice as much.
Yes. They were here for probably half an hour, if that. Literally half an hour, and it was $425. $425 for half an hour. And we don't know. Keep that in mind, is like we still don't have running water at this point to know, are there going to be other leaks? But even though they were willing to come out, I don't know if we'd call them again because it costs so much money. Yeah. Who could afford them?
Yeah.
It
was really expensive.
It was very, very expensive. I felt like we had been taken. I really did. But you do what you have to do, and you just know this is one of those life lessons where it's like, oh, that company's too expensive, can't. There's another company in town that we tried to call them probably 30 years ago, and we will never call this company again, because not only are they very, very expensive, they also don't, they have their certain customers, and they don't like to come out to new customers. So it's like they only like to work with this select set of customers and nobody else. And we learned that 30 years ago, so we've never called them. So this new company, it's like, yeah, they came, but it's so expensive that I would never recommend them to anybody else. So when this video comes out, I know everybody's going to be wondering whether the water's on or not, or what happened, how did it all turn out, did you have any more breaks? You'll find that out next Monday. I'll tell you that next Monday. So don't message me on Instagram, please. Don't send me any messages on Facebook or whatever. I'll let you know the following week what happened. And if you do want to ever ask me things or tell me things or whatever, YouTube comments, I would prefer, honestly, that you did it there rather than on Facebook or on Instagram. My preferred method of interaction is on YouTube. I like that. And sometimes you all ask me questions. It's like, well, other people would have appreciated knowing that too. So anyway, just wanted to get that out of the way. So we are still without water as of right now.
The heat's good though.
But thank goodness the heat's working.
Yeah, heat's fine.
Yes.
It's plenty warm enough in here.
So yeah, the heat's working. So I wanted to discuss
the heat in here doesn't get bad until it's in the teens for a day or two.
Right.
Once it's in the teens for a day or two, then it gets really cold in here. But if it's in the 20s or better, it's usually okay.
Right.
Anyway.
But I wanted to discuss something else that's come out. If you watch my channel a lot, then that probably means you enjoy food reviews and you enjoy hearing about the new food and seeing them out of the package and all that. And so I wanted to bring this up, that the FDA said that it is banning the use of red dye number 3.
Yeah.
So it's due to the evidence that the synthetic color additive can cause cancer in animals. But the additive will still be present in some foods sold in the U.S. until early 2027, and in some drugs until early 2028. So I guess that's the cutoff that they have given them. You've got to get rid of them by 2027 in food, 2028 in medicine.
And a lot of companies will move faster than that. But
yes,
well, some of them will. Some of them will wait till the very last month.
They'll get on it. Some companies will get on it really quick, and they'll probably, I would think, they would put something on the box and everything to let you know.
Does not contain.
Yeah, hey,
like that.
Buy us and don't buy them, because we've already gotten rid of it. That's what I would do if I was a company like that. But it says red dye number 3 is a synthetic food dye that gives foods and drinks a bright red color. It also sometimes is used in oral medicines and dietary supplements, which I didn't even know that. It was first approved for use in food in 1907, and it's made from petroleum. Red dye number 3 has not been linked to cancer in people, but that's because it's difficult to study whether substances like food additives can cause cancer in humans.
Kind of hard to narrow down one thing.
Well, it's unethical. It's unethical to give human participants a substance that can cause cancer.
Right. Well, that too.
For a double-blinded study.
Yeah.
And studying rates of cancer in the population consuming red 3 is challenging because so many people consume it, usually in unknown quantities. Yeah. Like maraschino cherries have red dye number 3. That's what makes them so pretty. That's why I like to eat them, because they're so pretty.
You would think medicine, though, if medicine's using number 3, it's just for coloring. It's nothing for
that's
nothing
what it's
else.
For, yes.
It seems like the medicine people could just say, well, we'll just quit using that, and because it doesn't do anything medicinally. So why not just stop using it? So what if your cough medicine is not bright red? Who cares?
It is, yeah,
That's
exactly.
Anyway.
But they said in 1990, the FDA banned the use of red 3 in cosmetics and topical drugs after a study linked the additive to tumors in male lab rats exposed to high doses. So what's funny is they took it out of cosmetics, but we're still going to feed it to people.
You can still eat it.
Yeah. because America cares, y'all.
Yeah, it's not like Europe where they wouldn't use any food dyes at all.
Right.
Not unnatural. It has to be natural food dyes.
Common foods that may contain red number 3. Candy, especially seasonal candy, such as candy corn and dyed marshmallows. Cakes and cupcakes. So like your
Red velvet.
funfettis and stuff like that. Frozen desserts such as ice pops and ice creams with strawberry flavoring. Frostings, maraschino cherries, like I said. Fruit cocktail, because they have the maraschino cherries in them. Colored beverages, protein shakes, vegetarian meats, bacon bits.
That's not surprising.
Sausages, strawberry milk, and puddings. Some oral medications that may contain red number 3 include acetaminophen, which is a pain reliever.
It's acetaminophen.
Fluoxetine, it's an antidepressant. Gabapentin is an anticonvulsant, and andomeprazole.
I still don't know why those medicines.
Something for heartburn.
I still don't know why they would use red food coloring in those. What difference? I mean, they could be clear. What difference does it make what color they are?
And I agree with you. So
like,
why
just
not
stop using them
immediately?
instantly? Yeah.
Why not instantly stop using it?
Unless your whole thing is to have a red pill, take the little red pill. Unless that was the deal. But I've never seen anything like that.
Right.
The only pill color I've ever heard is the blue pill.
Right. Yeah, you hear about that.
But that's, I've never heard of a little red pill.
But it's funny too that they've given them a date like they do all these. It's what I thought of was some states have had a ban forever on plastic bags. We were told years ago.
Oh yeah, Kroger.
That Kroger was gonna stop using plastic bags. That Walmart was gonna stop
Kroger even had a date. I mean, I swear they had a date like by this date we're not gonna have plastic bags.
Guess what?
Stop.
We still have plastic bags. We have tons of plastic bags. We use plastic bags all the time at the grocery store. Now, if they quit having the plastic bags available, of course we have all kinds of.
Yeah, we have just tote bags or whatever.
We have tote bags. We have the ones that you buy at Home Goods and Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Those are the best ones. They're $1. They're cute.
They hold up pretty well too.
They hold up really well.
We had some heavy stuff in those.
Yes, we have, and we use them all the time, every single time, even though we don't put our groceries in them.
Yeah. You know what though? If we got in the habit of doing that in the grocery store, we could use them in the grocery store because we end up taking the plastic bags sometimes and sticking them in the bags to carry them in.
Yes, that's how we carry them in the house. So you might have 4 or 5 Walmart bags. You can put all 4 of those bags in one of those big totes and carry one bag into the house.
So if we thought about it, we could definitely use it.
But we haven't.
We do occasionally, but not very often.
No. But it's funny, this is the same thing like with these medicines, although I think they'll be more diligent about this. But it's like, why was it okay for stores to drop the ball on the plastic bags, and it's not going to be okay with the red dye? I don't know. I think it's interesting.
That is interesting.
But I
guess the plastic bag doesn't cause harm to people.
Right.
Whereas the red dye could.
Right. Could potentially. But I read that the food with the red dye, I've often wondered, okay, so California has always put
Proposition, whatever.
Exactly. They are not allowed to even sell the food with those in their state.
Right.
So like if people wanted to buy, I guess a candy or something like that, like we get seasonal candies.
But they have to order it.
I guess they would have to order it and get it mailed to them. And I have a lot of people that watch us in California. That would be curious for me to know. It's like, do you just not try the new stuff that comes out, or have you been curious enough about it to where you'll get it shipped in to, I just think that's interesting. But I figured you all would be interested in this subject, and we always try to mention food dyes. This has red number 40 in it, or everything seems to have the 40 in it. And when I see it, I mention it because sometimes it's like I wouldn't have even thought about that having it in there. Because you just wouldn't think that some foods would even require that, and it's like it's silly for them to even put it. And I think that once you get used to the foods not having it or drinks not having it or whatever, it's like this is the color it's supposed to be. This is the way it's supposed to look. So
what number is this? Number 3?
Number 3.
Well, I was curious about the red M&Ms that got banned back in the 70s. It was red number 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
And did it never come back? Like once it was banned, it was banned.
Well, they got red M&Ms now, but I'm sure they use different.
I wonder what red M&Ms are. Okay, so is there not going to be any more red M&Ms? So, some of you like to collect things. Are collectors going to buy up the bags of M&M with the red and keep them for 20 years and then sell them on eBay for $500 in 10 years?
They didn't say in here what they're going to use. I don't know what they're using instead of number 2 because they're back. They got red M&Ms.
You can bet that people will collect these things
that have number 2 or number 3 in
number 3, and they'll sell them years now because it'll be like, ooh, you can't get this anymore. Or will that be illegal?
I don't know. Private sellers
to sell a product that was taken. It was taken off the shelves because
like banned books. I don't know.
I don't know. But I just thought that was interesting. So you all can leave your thoughts below. Like I said, I always enjoy reading the comments, and I'm pretty good, even if I just give it a heart. A lot of times I'm getting more and more comments, so I don't reply to every single comment. I still reply to a lot, but a lot of times there's no need to say anything, so I'll just give it a heart. But I'm pretty good about keeping up with stuff like that. If you will just leave a comment here, then it's easier for me too than to have to look, okay, now I have to look on Facebook for a comment, and now I have to look on Instagram for a comment, so it's just easier to have one place to go look for comments. So
they're using red 40 now.
I'm wondering if
they're saying it's been some studies that link that to behavioral problems in children and DNA damage. So, we're all going to die.
Everybody's going to die.
From something.
We're all going to die.
Kill over. Yeah. So they're using red 40 instead of red 2.
But I wonder if there will be a point where they'll ban red 40 too.
At some point in time, you wonder if they're going to go like the UK does, and it's all, you have to have all natural. You can't have artificial food coloring at all. It has to be all natural food coloring, which, some of their colors are pretty vibrant from foods there. So, and it may cost a little bit more, but it looks really nice.
Yeah, I've always said, imagine a country that cares about their people that much, that they would ban certain things.
Well, the government's paying for health care, so they want to keep people from using it as much as possible.
Right, and over here, we're paying out
your problem, not theirs.
We're paying out the nose. Well, listen, I think there's many, many layers to that, and there's
to both systems.
Many pockets that are being lined, and so, I have a lot of thoughts about that we won't even get into. But I hope you enjoyed this sad video where we've had no water and we've had to spend the night at Ashley's, and it's been a week.
It's no fun not having water. You don't appreciate it until you don't have it.
Yeah, and having to boil it and all that. Yeah, it's just a pain. But I hope you all are doing good. And if you've had any great things happen to you this week, or any catastrophes happen to you this week, you can tell me about them in the comments below, and we'll see you next week.